final score, Wrexham 5, Swansea City 0. And I've got to say, I enjoyed saying that. In fact, I've got to admit as well, I really feel it's a long time since I've enjoyed a Wrexham game, men or women's, as much as that. And that's saying something, because Wrexham games are kind of great at the moment, aren't they? Have been for the last 4 years. But this was something else. I mean, we get into the semi-final of the Welsh Cup, okay? We, at last, beat one of the big two for the first time. And I mean, that's been such a long time coming. We put in so many good performances against Cardiff and Swansea. And, the rub of the green's been against us, and I feel a bit like people must think I'm talking nonsense if they haven't seen the games, because I keep saying how well we've played. You've lost the last 4 games against Swansea 3-2. There were all sorts of late drama, which always went against us. And, don't get me wrong, these things happen because Cardiff and Swansea are extremely good. And they are able to capitalise upon the key moments in the game. They're not naive. But I did feel something like this was coming. I just needed to see it happen. Oh boy, did it happen. Because that was one hell of a performance. And especially with the context of now going to Swansea for a do-or-die match where if we win, we incredibly would be in the top 4 of the league when it splits. In fact, the first point of the season at which we would be in the top 4, should it happen, would be when the final whistle is blown on the last day of the first phase, which in itself is incredibly satisfying if we can pull it off. But oh my word, I mean, this was just magnificent. It was historic because we've broken a major, major barrier here. And it was a just reward for a squad of players who have suffered an awful lot of setbacks against Cardiff and Swansea, which could have broken their spirit, but which hasn't. And they came out trumps. And yeah, I know this is daft. I know I wanted us to win earlier matches against Cardiff and Swansea, but doing it this way, it felt like it was all worth the wait. So basically, I mean, we've been in good form lately, obviously, since that galling draw at Cardiff met. We have played Aberystwyth, won 7-1. We've played TNS and beaten them in the derby. This was our chance to get a third win in the row. Swansea, meanwhile, have not been doing so well. They'd lost 1-0 to Cardiff, no disgrace on that. They drew against Britain Ferry. And then they lost the Adran Trophy final 3-1 to TNS, and that was a poor performance, 3 down quite early on, and all goals which came about through errors of their own making in their own half. And, well, we set out like a team that had won its last couple of games, and a team that was full of confidence, and also a team that felt we could go for the jugular straight away and capitalise upon any lingering sense of disappointment or frustration in the Swansea side after their defeat last week. Like I said, we were at it straight away, and key in setting that tone early on, Erin Lovett at left-sided centre-back and Amber Lightfoot at left-sided wing-back were sensational in that first half. I think they were great in the second half, but wow. The way they combined was superb. Lovett's passing was spot on. She won so many headers. She needs a good lie down in a dark room today. I'm telling you. Lightfoot was spectacular. And she was really going at the Swansea defenders, causing them all sorts of problems. From the outset, it was spectacular to watch. They'd switched to a back 4 after playing a back 3 last Sunday. And Caitlin Williams, who had made errors for those goals, or 2 of them at least, she was up right back, and it wasn't a case of her getting out of the firing line because Lightfoot went at her and was sensational. First chance came in the 4th minute. Lovett winning a header. There's a shock. Ava Suckley, who was everywhere, holds the ball up nicely, finds Lily Jones, who feeds in a through ball. Abby Iddenden just offside. And this was one of a number of elements of the game I need to come to now. because we really probed Swansea's playing style. I'm not going to say probed their weaknesses, but we definitely looked to counteract the way they go about things. They pass the ball around at the back. Well, our pressing was outstanding. We made it so difficult for them to get out of their own half. And they like a high line. We were getting runners in behind all the time and constantly trying to feed those balls in. And this was the first of a number of real borderline offside decisions. Now, at the time, I was feeling we were getting hard done by. I've had a look back at the footage. Now, we've only got one camera, so obviously sometimes you can't quite see for certain. But I think I do know for certain all the offside calls that I was wondering about. And to be fair, the lineswoman got pretty much all of them right. I was whinging a bit about people being on. This one, Indon was just off. There wasn't much in it, but she did look just off. Within a minute, again, we're coming at them. A half chance coming when Verity Jones in goal mishit a clearance straight to Widdendon, but it came at her fast. If she'd been able to kill it, there'd have been all sorts of problems for Swansea, but she couldn't quite. It got away from her, but Swansea didn't do a good job of bringing the ball away. And again, we found ourselves putting the pressure on. Nia Jones feeding a back pass to Verity Jones, and this time a very poor touch by her, and she could only prod it away in them with a glorious opportunity this time in the box, and she didn't hit the target. Real chance that for Wrexham, but you know, this is just 5 minutes in. Within a minute, again, Lily Jones, a brilliant hustle, chasing the ball out from the edge of her area and creating a loose ball, which allowed Lightfoot to pick her up and run. She carries it down the left-hand side, slotted and done in, offside again. This one's super, super close. I think it may well be off. It's so tight, though. It's so tight that, to be fair, we're unlucky. But by the other hand, you can't complain about the decision because it's going to have to go one way or the other, and it is really borderline. But we are constantly threatening to get in on goal. We are causing problems. We get the first fly in the ointment in the 12th minute when Brisland Hancock's fouls Lily Jones. It's not a good tackle, I've got to say, and I think the referee's a little generous to, to just give the free kick. She comes through the back of it as Jones is looking to turn after a long clearance is dropping to her. Goes right through the back of her Achilles. Jones had a lot of treatment and would limp heavily for the rest of the game until she substituted in the second half. She did go down again later in the first half. It was a heavy knock for her. Wrexham, though, continuing to press. Indon picking the ball up, turning nicely and chipping the ball into the box. Suckley chasing, battling with the defender, does brilliantly to stretch and get there first. The keeper has come out but can't make it, and Suckley does the right thing, just lifts it at full stretch over Jones, but it goes over the bar. Lightfoot is totally unmarked on the left side of the box. If Suckley was able to just divert it to her, it would almost certainly be a goal. But to be fair to Suckley, I mean, she was battling to get to it, never mind try and do something clever with it. So although, yeah, if it broken that way, Lightfoot would have scored, I don't think you could look at Suckley and ask any more of her. But it's just constant, incessant pressure. Swansea are trying to pass away from the back. They're losing the ball consistently in their half of the pitch, consistently in their defensive third of the pitch. Wrexham's midfield has been magnificent. We pull a little surprise perhaps in that Liv Fuller plays a little bit deeper. She's been playing off the striker the last 2 games, and again maybe just catches Swansea out a bit. There's good rotation between the midfield three as they get up to make the player supporting the strikers, and it's just so impressive. The defence looks strong. They play a pretty high line, and obviously it could be dangerous with Stacey John Davis on the right and Katie Hosford on the left, but Hosford really wasn't able to get involved. John Davis was being shown down dead ends and being made to try difficult passes, and as a result, I think the passing percentage would probably show it wasn't very good because we were really handling them exceptionally well. Next opportunity that we had is another pleasing one. Cairns doing well after Sharp had done brilliantly to win the ball. Cairns helping it on. Fuller with a great chip over to the left-hand side. Lightfoot again in the middle of everything, driving at a marker and then pulling it back. Suckley ripping in a shot from outside the box, left of centre, which just skims the bar. There's then, moments later, another dangerous attack by Lightfoot again. Fuller really protects the ball well, helps the ball out to the left-hand side. Brilliant work by Lightfoot, who draws Williams into it, and then with her first touch, flicks it down the line, and Williams is just left running in the wrong direction. Lightfoot's away. She pulls the ball back. Suckley with another shot from the edge of the box, which is really well blocked. And 28th minute, there's a little warning shot fired to Swansea when Iddenden is nearly able to feed the ball through for Suckley, who's just not quite able to get to it. It's a good interception. And within a minute, similar move, and this time it works. This time, working it down, beg your pardon, the left-hand side. It's Caitlin Williams caught in possession. Fuller works it inside quickly, and Lily Jones just plays the most beautiful diagonal over the top. Magnificent pass. Iddenden times her run right this time. She's one-on-one with the keeper. Great first touch. Very calm, and slots it home, and Wrexham have the lead. And as I think you may be able to tell from my tone so far, rather well deserved, and if anything, overdue. Again, Wrexham keep at it. There's a little thought in my head of, okay, we're beating Swansea. Let's not make this an issue. Let's just carry on because we are really looking superior. Let's not try any game management. Let's just keep going and see how much more in control we can be. And we do that. Half an hour in, Sharp with a terrific interception, which also turns into a lovely snappy pass for Fuller. Fuller flicks it on, and Suckley is one-on-one with the keeper. The flag goes up, and this is the one that I think the linesman does get wrong. It's close, but it is genuinely tight. I think she's on. This is the one that she's on, so Swansea a little fortunate there. But we keep going. Within a minute, we're causing more issues again. Iddenden winning the ball on the right-hand side, putting a lovely snappy 1-2 of Cara Jones, and then trying a chip from the edge of the box which goes wide with the right post. Nice idea, lovely movements. Wrexham, so much coming down the left. Cara Jones not as involved as Lightfoot, but very impressive with her play when she does so. Really linked up nicely, didn't get inside for shots that much, but was really sort of helping Wrexham to build down that side of the pitch. 7 minutes before the break, moment of danger for Wrexham, and could really have led to something. John Davis playing it down the line. Amy Deacon is bursting forwards, 2 against 1. Hosford and Marks at the far post, and Deacon carries it far too long and puts the cross in, and Clark is able to intercept it easily. A better earlier service, and Wrexham would have been opened up, and it would just illustrate absolutely perfectly the danger of only being 1 goal up, because Wrexham, completely in control, could easily have let in an equaliser. But we come straight back at them, finish the half strongly. A lovely move sees Cara Jones feed a little give and go to Brooke Cairns perfectly. First time return pass. Cara Jones rips it into the goal mouth, and Suckley is tacking it. It's goalkeeper fumbling it, and Suckley stretching, knocks it onto Wynn's hand. It's a penalty. It has to be. She's very close, but her hands are right up going towards the ball, and Suckley does well to reach it and keep the attack going and get that contact. It's a penalty. Has to be. Very few protests from Swansea, and that was quite unusual. And Ava Suckley steps up. Boom. Great penalty. Driven to the left. Over halfway up. Keeper goes the right way. Has no chance of getting to it. So Wrexham get that key second goal. 2-0 at half time. And it was quite interesting at half time, just thinking about it all. You're sort of thinking, well, if this carries on as football tends to, this should be a heavy win. We looked so much better than them. But there is that question, isn't there? Because we lost our last 4 games against Swansea, 3-2. We've got into good positions against Swansea and Cardiff before. Will that come into our heads? Will we start playing the occasion rather than the opposition? So there was a little doubt in my head, but the thing is, like I said, I think that despite the setbacks we've had, this team's resolute, and my word, in the second half, well, I'll be honest with you, my fears are allayed by the time we get the 3rd goal, obviously, because it comes 7 minutes into the second half. And just to give you a sense of how this is not us in any way feeling trepidation about it being Swansea and somehow they'll pull something out. In the 7 minutes that lead up to that goal, the start of the second half, Wrexham have 11 opportunities. 11 in 7 minutes. It is just a battering. Swansea genuinely can't get out of their half. I've got to say, 7 minutes in, a lot of that time is taken up by setting up for goal kicks and free kicks by Swansea. Because we're peppering their goal with shots, we're getting caught offside. So, yeah, the frequency with which we are creating opportunities to do something is remarkable. I'm going to be boring and rattle you through all of them. 10 seconds into the half, Amber Lightfoot's got the ball in the Swansea net. But unfortunately, Lily Jones is just offside as she plays the ball into her. Correct decision. Wasn't that much in it. But you'll hear Lily Jones' name mentioned a few times in this sequence. And like I said, it just shows how penned in they are. That Lily Jones is constantly getting into goal-scoring positions and creative positions in the box from midfield because she's able to do that because the whole game is in one half of the pitch. It's tremendous. 37 seconds into the half, straight from their free kick, Verity Jones hits it flat and Fuller from a full 35 yards out drills a shot back in. It's a great idea. Keeper's not in position. Obviously haven't taken the kick, but it's too straight and Jones is able to hold on to it. 1 minute, 8 seconds into the half, Lightfoot cutting inside, finding Brooke Cairns, who receives it nicely and tries to slot a 25-yarder in, puts it just wide of the right post, with the keeper scrambling across, probably beaten. 2 minutes 20 into the half, Suckley almost tackles the goalkeeper, Verity Jones. Ball comes back to her. She takes a bit too long. Suckley's on her, and Jones just releases it as Suckley is lunging in to make the block. 10 seconds later, so this is 2.5 minutes in, Fuller almost puts Lily Jones in 1-on-1. Massive interception by Murray as Fuller tries to slide the ball through. All these passes are going from around the edge of the area. Swansea just can't get out of their defensive third. 3 minutes 16 into the half. Nice header by Cairns to intercept. Fuller feeds Lily Jones, looks to play her in 1-on-1 and uncharacteristically overhits it. And it goes through to the keeper. Jones making a great run down the right channel. 3 minutes 52 seconds into the half. Verity Jones hits a flat kick straight to Suckley. And she feeds the ball quickly to Abby Iddenden. That's probably the best chance of all these opening ones. She's driving it in the right channel. Has to take the shot on, but pulls it and it goes wide. Then Lily Jones putting in a free kick. John Davis heading it away and Fuller from 25 yards out volleying the ball back in on target, but it's close enough for the keeper to be able to hold on to it. 6 minutes 20, we're only 40 seconds from the goal. 6 minutes 28 seconds into the half, Iddenden with a through ball for Fuller, which is really well intercepted, or Fuller's 1-on-1 with the keeper. 10 seconds after that, Cara Jones tries a through ball for Fuller, which is also intercepted. And then 7 minutes and 1 second into this crazy onslaught, we finally get the third goal. It's great stuff again by Suckley. I mean, Verity Jones in goal has been put under a lot of pressure. Suckley charges down her clearance. It falls kindly at last for Fuller. Fuller does the right thing from outside the box, hits it early because Verity Jones is not in position. I wonder, looking at the time and looking at the replay, I don't know, I wonder if the shot might just be going over, but Jones scrambling back, gets up, gets a hand to it, and basically takes the pace off it, pushes it upwards, and it just loops kindly into the net. But I mean, it's a travesty that it's only 2-0 by this point, so any element of fortune in that is deserved. And Fuller had a goal that she most definitely deserves, because she was really sharp in these opening stages, quite apart from making runs in the box and feeding passes into players making runs in the box. She's really looking like that's the third shot she's had from outside the box in the opening 7 minutes of the half, because she knows that it's on. They're making mistakes and early shots could be rewarded. Wrexham immediately react by bringing Lily Jones off just to protect her. They've essentially been hobbling really heavily. Rosie Hughes comes on. I mean, poor old Swansea. They're being harried, they're making mistakes constantly at the back, and now you bring on Rosie Hughes just to really add to the press. Suckley dropping off into the attacking midfield position. And Wrexham continue to be in control and get the fourth in the 64th minute. It's Lightfoot with a good tackle on Wynne. Cairn slotting Iddenden in one-on-one with the keeper again and again. Very cool finish. The sliding under her. 4-0 up. 26 minutes to play. Again, Wrexham responds with alterations. Davis comes on. Actually, beg your pardon. That's not the first change we make, is it? The first change we make is to bring on... Heck, who was it we brought on? Pritchard comes on. Mary Gibbard, that's it. Mary Gibbard comes on for Katie Sharp. I'm sorry. My brain didn't work properly there. And then we bring on 2 other subs, but this is not good. The ball comes across to Fuller on the edge of the area just after we change. So Gibbard's come on for Katie Sharp, which means Fuller dropping into the centre of defence. And almost instantly, she receives the ball on the edge of the box, releases it, and Amy Deegan smashes into it. Now, look, I mean, at least be careful what I say here, but I will say it felt like a challenge of that big game next week in mind. Let's get our star player, put a reducer on her. I'm not saying that she was aiming to badly injure Fuller. She may well have done, sadly. She was lucky to get a yellow card, I think, because it's an attempt to play the player, not the ball. Studs aren't up, but it's very late and it's very hard contact and it was horrible. Other stuff had been happening. I mean, Swansea have said this previously constantly. They're a side that loves a bit of dissent. They're very physical. I say the challenge on Jones wasn't a good one and should have been a yellow. And it did leave a really bad taste in the mouth, I've got to say. So Fuller, eventually, after a long spell of treatment, has to leave the pitch. Like I said, Phoebe Davis comes on at centre-back. And Rebecca Pritchard comes on as well on the flank. But it did leave a really bad taste in the mouth, that did. And we obviously send our best wishes to Liv. We did well to keep going, frankly, after the upset of that. But then it's a mismatch. And there were some peculiar decisions being made. I thought Swansea, they pushed Nia Jones, who was, I've got to say, holding their defence together, up into midfield, which was a strange one, I thought. I've seen her playing, but we've played midfield in the trophy game, the trophy final. But she was the one defender who looked like she could hold things together a bit, so it was a peculiar move. And Wrexham continued to make chances. Clark with a free kick. Suckley helps it on. Iddenden looks certain to complete her hat-trick, but Miller just about gets there and stretches and manages to prod it over her own bar for a corner. Tremendous interception. From that corner, the ball's played in. Cairns tries to play it into the box. It comes back out and Rebecca Pritchard pulls a shot from the edge of the area which goes wide of the right post. We continue to push on. Lightfoot driving down, beating a player, driving in a shot from the angle which is well held by Jones. And then Suckley has a chance to feed Iddenden in one-on-one and just overhits the pass. Into the last 10 minutes. Suckley with a header finding Iddenden. And she just can't keep the shot down. It's decent effort, but puts it over after a lovely turn in the D to send her marker the wrong way. 9 minutes left and Swansea have a chance to get, I never liked the phrase consolation. It would have been no consolation. As Cairns lost the ball by the left corner flag, John Davis feeds the ball in. Trevitt has a chance to score in the 6-yard box. Superb challenge by Phoebe Davis, who goes to ground and manages to knock the ball away from her. Tremendous work. And Wrexham get the cherry on top in the 92nd minute. And it's a straightforward one in all honesty. As Verity Jones again hits a clearance against Hughes, who just gets a balance right and drills the ball straight past it. And Wrexham have a 5-0 win against Swansea City. An absolutely outstanding performance and an utterly deserved scoreline. And I'll be going to next Sunday, of course, looking to complete what would be a remarkable double. Looking at the performances. Wow. Okay, firstly, wow. How can you pick a player of the match out of this lot? Lizzie Craven didn't really have any saves to make. However, late in the game, she took a couple of good, difficult crosses, and I really love her confidence with the ball at her feet, her ability to read play, the number of times she backs up us having a high line by getting out of the box early, if starting position is early and high, and she does a tremendous sweeper-keeper job. Plus her passing's good. There was a great pass in the first half to find Lovett. She has really settled in as our keeper. Excellent work by her, even though there wasn't a shot on target in the game for her to handle. Across the back, well, let me say Katie Sharp first, in the middle of the three, has come in for these last two matches against TNS and Swansea and has been superb. Has done exactly what you need. She has been the classic stopper in the middle of a back three. She used the ball nicely on occasions today, but her aggression and her ability to dominate strikers when required was terrific. She made some really good interceptions. Tremendous stuff from Katie Sharp. Either side of her, Nat Clark was excellent. The first half, like I said, a lot came on the left, and so Clark, who was an important player for us when she's playing in this position on the right side of the back three because of her use of the ball, we didn't send so much down that side of the pitch in the first half. In the second half, she was a lot more prominent in terms of her use of it. Defensively, she was just spot on. I mean, there was no issues at all for her. But yeah, her use of the ball was very intelligent. She was linking nicely with Cara Jones and feeding her in. And then the other side, Lovett was sensational. I mean, honestly, her aggression and is a given, but it was tremendous. I mean, nobody was getting anything off her. Stacey John Davis, we know, is a very good player. She was on her side of the pitch. She got nothing, no change whatsoever out of Lovett. Her tackling's ferocious. She won so many powerful headers. Her passing to Lightfoot. That was a spot-on performance by Erin Lovett. A real joy to watch. The wing-backs. Well, I'll go on the left first and just say I think on balance Amber Lightfoot my player of the match. But like I said, there are so many candidates. Oh, she just tore Swansea to shreds, especially in the first half when it was just relentless down that flank. She was magnificent. And in the second half, she was dangerous till the end as well. But her work rate, her retrieval of the ball, winning turnovers deep in Swansea's half, quality passes into the box, couple of efforts on goal too, superb. Absolutely superb. Even though at one point in the first half, it took her 10 minutes to team to tie her laces. Every time she tried to tie her laces, the ball came near her and she had to stop. That was quite fun to watch, but wow, brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. On the right-hand side, Cara Jones was, in a more low-key way, extremely good. She won a lot of turnovers. Typical her, not giving up. Her link-up play, especially with Cairns, was superb. She got good service into the box, but it was her pressing as well that was really important. Really good performance. And then that midfield trio, who, well, I feel sad that Cardiff haven't had a chance to play against them now that they're really clicking like this. Fuller is just a consummate professional, fine player. A number of moves that start with her just protecting the possession, moving the ball on. You know, she plays the killer passes, but she also plays those important passes, sort of George Evans passes that progress play and allow the next player to create. She's just so in control in that position of the pitch. She deserved her goal because she is a huge goal threat even when she's not getting into the box. From deeper, she will strike the ball cleanly and she knows when to pick her moments to hit a shot when a keeper's out of position or is off balance. Really good stuff, and let's hope that injury is not as bad as it looks. Alongside her in midfield, again, Lily Jones, another player, hopefully was taken off in time and will benefit from that. But my word, what a performance she put in. You know, hobbling around. Honestly, when she wasn't actually involved in play, she was limping so heavily. When the ball came, she'd switch on, put the pain behind her, and just sprint, work, pass, tackle, shoot. She was tremendous, really tremendous. And her assist for the first goal is sweet. If you haven't seen it, you need to. Beautiful diagonal ball over the top, just dropping it in for Linden to run clear on goal. Superb from Lily. And then Brooke Cairns. Brooke Cairns, you know, is great. When Swansea have the ball, she's a street fighter and she's getting in there, making her challenges, and she will not let players get away from her. And then once she gets the ball, she's got that lovely elegance on the ball, balance and playing with her head up and seeing what's going on. Something I noticed as well, which I think says a lot about her, she played extremely well. When Jones and Fuller are off the pitch, you can see her just like rolling her sleeves up and thinking, I'm the I'm the starting midfielder left on the pitch here. I'd better put in a double shift. And suddenly she was at the fulcrum of everything, just stepping up, taking that responsibility. I thought it was superb. Superb to see. And then the two strikers terrorised Swansea. Edmund got two. Deserved more. Could have easily have had a hat-trick. Her control of the ball, her hold-up play, we all know was so good. And she was sliding those little through balls in. And then making the runs into the channels as well. Caused all sorts of problems. They just couldn't handle it. Subtly, yeah. Force of nature. Physically superb, aggressive, able to challenge, able to cover a hell of a lot of ground. When she plays in midfield in a game like that, it's like she's up front anyway. Number of shots got off as ever. Great penalty. And again, good creativity, constantly looking to slide in and trying to find players when they make their runs. Off the bench, let's see if I avoid my meltdown when I couldn't remember what the substitutions were earlier. Well, Maddie Gibbard came on and did a good, solid job in midfield, won a couple of good headers, and was more controlling things in the back end of midfield. Phoebe Davis, excellent. Was really involved. That challenge under the bar was terrific, and she was constantly getting up the pitch and winning the ball high up the pitch as well. Really good to see after that little knock that she had, that she did really, really well. Rebecca Pritchard on the right, I really enjoyed. It was a short little cameo. What was it, about 20-25 minutes? It was really good though. She took control of the right hand side very easily and just wouldn't allow anything to happen from the Swansea point of view. The moment Swansea got the ball on that side of the pitch, she was on them. The pressure she was putting on the ball was superb. Her fighting for the ball was terrific. And, players would look like they got the time and then suddenly she's on them and every 50-50 went her way. And she caused problems going forwards too. But it was a very enjoyable little cameo, little encapsulation of the terrific qualities that she's brought to the club over the years. It was a really, really gratifying performance by her. And Rosie Hughes came on up front, got a goal. And as always, she's full of energy. She's looking to run in behind. As I say, she's a nightmare to come on in that situation because she's going to press hard as well and because she's going to pull up into wide positions and create spaces inside, and she uses the ball intelligently. And this was an absolute outstanding performance. And please, I'm not saying that lightly. I meant what I said at the start. I love going to watch Wrexham. And my goodness me, haven't the last 4 years given us so much? So many amazing days, amazing victories, moments to be proud of. This doesn't just stand shoulder to shoulder with all of the best ones of those. This, at the moment, I'm thinking, yeah, men's team or women's team, I can't think of something better than this. This was superb and very meaningful as well. Let's hope we can carry us on next weekend. But yeah, you're listening to a very proud man. I've watched Wrexham a long time. I've seen lots of stuff that's made me feel sad. Well, this, my friends, was Wrexham making this old codger very, very happy indeed. With a final score of Wrexham 5, Swansea City 0, I'm Mark Griffiths from Cloud9.